So for the last few days, I've had the privilege of being in my native land, Tipton County, Tennessee. I've been preaching a revival at a church here in the area, and it's been good to be home. This is my place of origin. This is the soil from which my life sprung up. This is so familiar, and it's nice on occasion just to be in a place that's familiar. And I want to talk to you about that just a little. It just so happens that my superintendent, Pastor Terry Bailey, and I were raised in neighboring towns right here on Highway 51, which runs parallel with the Mississippi River in the far west of Tennessee. And we often joke when something comes up, well, that's Highway 51 in us, because we both realize and acknowledge that our upbringing and the region that we were raised has a profound influence on who we are. And that's the way it is for all of us. Our past, our home, our family, the churches we did or did not grow up in, all have gone into shaping who we are at present. It's accepted, it's understandable, it's just what life is. We are the makeup of experiences and thoughts and influences, and who you are is who you are right now. But there comes a point when home can't have influence on who you're becoming, where that influence that made you who you are has to grow silent. Hang with me. In many ways, it is, in essence, the journey that we're on of increasing Christ-likeness, where we must, through the help of the Holy Spirit, begin to discern what's truly influencing not just who we are, but who we're becoming. There was a time when where you came from shaped who you are. But where you came from is an inferior influence. Really, as a follower of Jesus, we have to diligently pursue a life where the dominant influence in our world, in our thinking, in our decision making, in our emotions, is the person of the Holy Spirit. We have to, through intentional efforts, seize influence from illegitimate sources and hand that over to the Lord. I've met a lot of people who follow Jesus, and many who followed him for many years, yet still are heavily influenced by where they came from, heavily influenced by how they were raised, heavily influenced by thought patterns that were drilled into them or that they soaked in because of environments they've been in. Or maybe it's not just where you've been raised, but a couple of life experiences that made a mark. And that mark, whatever it may be, if it left in its wake residuals of fear or insecurity or worry or pride or whatever it may be, that residual grew strength and became a primary influencer in your life. It doesn't mean you're bad. It certainly doesn't mean that you don't love Jesus or you're not going to heaven. It's just that anytime we allow an inferior influence to have too large a voice, we are living an inferior version of the Christianity that Jesus makes available. And so I'm driving up and down Highway 51 and I'm reminiscing and I'm remembering, and I'm in homes and in places that I was in many younger years. And I have to remind myself this day, this shaped who I am, but only King Jesus gets to shape who I'm becoming.